Have you ever gone backpacking to a place that you thought you were going to be able to find peace and quiet and be able to meditate, only to find out that 2 campsites over you had people blasting music, people that were partying all night long, and they just killed the vibe for you? I have definitely been there, and honestly, that is the reason for this video. After many years of hiking deep into the backcountry, seeking out those places that will bring me peace and meditation and therapy, I've finally figured out what works. In this video, I'm going to go over 5 points that will help you also be able to find those places if that's your goal. Let's dig in. Point number 1 is to go beyond the crowds. If you go to a very popular place that is sure to get crowded on the weekends and that's the only time that you get out, you can guarantee that you're not going to have a meditative, therapeutic, peaceful time. You're going to have a lot of people that are up late, that are listening to music, and that's to be expected. One thing that I've learned and I've tried to implement over the years is the farther in that I go, the fewer people there are, because people really want an easy one-nighter or an easy weekend trip. And I'm all about that. I've done a video recently that's about the one-night method, what I call the one-night method. And so I'm all about those one-night things. However, if your goal is to find a place that's peaceful, and this can be done on short trips and on one-nighters, you don't have to go super deep into the backcountry to find peace, but definitely avoiding those places that have lots of crowds and that are very popular. Let me know in the comments, what is one thing that instantly kills the vibe for you when you're out hiking or backpacking? I'd love to hear that. Point number 2 is to use trail data strategically. An app like AllTrails is great for this because it has lots of reviews. A lot of people use it and a lot of people go on there and leave reviews of trails that they've recently been on. You can learn about trail conditions, which is really nice. However, the key that I look at it for is to find out how popular it is. If there are a ton of reviews, yeah, I can guarantee that it's going to be a very popular area. It's going to be noisy and I'm not going to get the therapeutic vibe that I'm looking for on that trip or in that area. I also found on AllTrails a trail that I really, really love. It's gotten some negative reviews. It's beautiful. And I don't know why the negative reviews, but I'll take it because guess what? It keeps people away from it. And I just love the fact that I can go there and I don't see anyone. Maybe 1 or 2 other people, but it's very infrequent to see people there. And I just get to go out there and enjoy nature by myself. So that's another thing with AllTrails or an app like that is if it has negative reviews, maybe look into it a little bit more and you might find that it's a trail that you end up loving. So as I mentioned, AllTrails or an app like that is kind of your first filter for finding a place that's going to be less trafficked, less popular. However, there is another point that goes along with this, and that is point number 3, which is to scout via satellite. Now, there are a lot of satellite apps out there. You can use Google Earth, you can use AllTrails is even satellite, Onyx Backcountry, Gaia GPS, lots of different apps out there. Take that satellite data, look at it, try and find a place that maybe looks cool, maybe it has some features that you're looking for as far as like lakes or, you know, climbs, mountains or whatever it is. And maybe a meadow area that you're hiking along through trees and all of a sudden it comes out into this meadow. Those are all cool things to look for on those satellite apps and be able to find places that are off the beaten path that not everybody is going to. Point number 4 is to time your trips right. If you avoid weekends, if you avoid holidays, and if you avoid peak times, you're going to have a much higher chance of finding peace, of having fewer people out there on trail. I came out to this place behind me and it's a well-known lake and there are a lot of people that are going to be showing up now on Friday and Saturday. I came out on Thursday and I've only seen a couple people. And honestly, it's been a great time. It's been peaceful. It's been therapeutic for me. I've done some fishing and honestly, it's been great. So you can hit those popular places, but if you do it on off times, like I said, avoid weekends, avoid holidays, and avoid those peak times. And what I mean by that is you might go on like the shoulder seasons, like early spring, late fall, those kinds of things, or even getting into winter. Winter backpacking is a whole different ballgame. However, it is awesome. You can learn so much with just what you can tolerate and how well your gear works and all that. So just a plug for winter backpacking. Point number 5 is solo confidence and safety. Chances are that you're going to be going out there for these meditative, therapeutic times alone. If I go with my kids, it's not really a therapeutic time. I'm worried about them, I'm taking care of them, I'm helping them, we're having fun, and I'm not having these times where I can just sit and ponder and meditate. Backpacking is no different solo. However, it's a mental game, I think. You need to be confident. That's why this point number 5 is called solo confidence and safety. And those two things together are things that you can't ignore. You can't skimp on. So maybe try some solo trips that are closer to home where you could bail easy and, get used to that. Honestly, just getting out there and sleeping alone overnight in the backcountry anywhere is going to get you over that like worry. It'll still be there. There's still some nerves. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, this is kind of creepy out here. But I mean, honestly, the more you do it, the less that is a worry, and you start to just enjoy it more, and you start to really get those therapeutic meditative times. Also, if you're going out there solo for one of these like therapeutic meditative trips, make sure that you have a very clear plan and you've let people at home know that plan. That is like rule number 1 for preparedness and for safety out on in the backcountry, whether you're with a group or not. Especially though, if you're going solo. I always tell my wife where I'm going, and then I have a satellite messenger with me. And when I get to my place where I'm going to be camping, I send a message and it pings her and gives her a drop on a map exactly where I am, or a basic area. And that way she knows where I am. And then I also will say, hey, respond to this message so that I know you got it, so that I know that she does know where I am in case something happens, in case there's an emergency or something with me that life flight needs to come in. Hopefully not ever, but you just never know. And so that plan is super key, and letting people know where you're going. These 5 points will definitely help you be able to find those spots more easily where you can find peace, where you can meditate, and where you can have a therapeutic adventure. Let me know in the comments if you found a spot like this, and if you've shared it with people or if you've kept it a secret. I'm always curious to know if people find these spots and if they keep them secret or if they tell people about them. Anyways, that's it for me today, and I hope to catch you on the next one, and stay safe out there.